you know how it is like over here, like it just football means like way more. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like so much more. Like because obviously you have promotion and relegation, but then over here, like people like actually care about the club, and like there's like a lot on the line. Like if you make Europe or if you're like getting relegated, like you're either going to be loved or hated, and it kind of like makes you want to not play rubbish and stuff. And I think in this league too, there's a lot of like really good footballers, and obviously like the physicality of the league is like much higher than the USL. Like you're getting tackled over here and it's just a play on, whereas like you get like yellow carded in the USL. Like, oh man, like first game here, like oh my goodness, I got absolutely rattled, and I was just like, and the ref was like, play, get on with it, like.
Yes, sir. I'm your host, Leroy, and welcome back to The Insight. But before we start, could you make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for any new content that will be coming your way very soon. But without further ado, enjoy the pod. So now you've gone from Reno to Silgo Rovers. Like, talk to me about that move. Why back to this side of the pond, as they call it?
Yeah, no, that was a mad one too. That because that was like another, like who So like when I was at Cincy, I played with Richie Ryan, Irish midfielder, like great guy, like unbelievable player, like some left foot, like he
Yeah.
didn't run at all, but he'd never give the ball away, so like he didn't have to run. But no, he played in Ireland, League of Ireland for a long time. He's like a Sligo legend, and he's won a lot of stuff over here. And he was asking me, I think when I left, since would you be interested in going to Ireland? And at the time, I was like, I'm not really sure. Like, I kind of want to get some base and kind of get a bit of a resume in the States before if I go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then I remember when I was at Reno, he was talking to me about it because I didn't know if I was going to stay at Reno or not. And he kind of like brought it up again, and I was like, yeah, like I talked to my girlfriend at the time. She's my fiance. I haven't broken up with her. She's just my fiance now. And she was like, I asked her like, what would you think about going to live in Europe or going to live in Ireland or whatever? Like, and she was up for it. She's like a big like kind of traveler and wants to experience new stuff. So I just was like, yeah, and he kind of knew the club, and he kind of got them to reach out and see if they'd be interested in stuff. But yeah, that was kind of like a who and then I spoke to coaches and stuff at the club, and they brought me in, and yeah, it happened pretty quick, but it was pretty smooth, like transition kind of thing.
Yeah. How did you find the football? How did you find living in Ireland? I've only been to Ireland once. But yeah, how did you find it?
I'd say like living completely different. Like, oh my God, like for me it wasn't like too bad. Like, like growing up in England, and like kind of it's similar type lifestyles when you have like the small towns and the villages. But like for my fiance, like, oh man, it was like culture shock, because like not in a disrespectful way, but like in Ireland, like life is just a bit more like it's just slower. People are way more relaxed about stuff. Like, in America, like like bro, like in America, bro, you want Wi-Fi in your place, you call Comcast, it's like the next day.
Yeah.
Like, bro, Ireland, bro, took us like 2-3 weeks. They'll be like, oh yeah, we'll get out there like when we can. It's like, bro, like, but it's not like just it's just people so relaxed. But like, bro, Irish people are the nicest people ever, man. Like they're just so friendly, and like they're like, you'd be walking around, they strike up conversations out of nothing. So like living wise, I've really enjoyed it. Like I've really enjoyed like the culture here, and like it's a beautiful country, and like playing wise, like football wise, like it's good, honestly. Like I think like for me, I enjoy it here just because of like like you know how it is like over here, like it just football means like way more. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like so much more. Like because obviously you have promotion and relegation, but then over here, like people like actually care about the club, and like there's like a lot on the line. Like if you make Europe or if you're like getting relegated, like you're either going to be loved or hated, and it kind of like makes you want to not play rubbish and stuff. And I think in this league too, there's a lot of like really good footballers, and obviously like the physicality of the league is like much higher than the USL. Like you're getting tackled over here, and it's just a play on, whereas like you get like yellow carded in the USL. Like, oh man, like first game here, like oh my goodness, I got absolutely rattled, and I was just like, and the ref was like, play, get on with it, like. But no, it's good, and like technically wise, a lot of good footballers in the league, a lot of smart players too. So I think it's just football over here is a bit more direct. Like in the States, like a lot of teams try to like build out and play, and everyone's trying to do the really progressive kind of style, whereas like, you're gonna have teams over here, like if you're not like at the top end of the table, you can have teams over here that are they just don't care, like they're unapologetic because they don't want to get relegated, and they're just gonna be like, yep, channel every single time kind of thing. Like,
That's sick. So like you played a bunch of games. Like how was that? Like, and obviously qualifying for Europa, that must have been sick.
yeah, no, it was good, man. Like I enjoyed my time at Sligo. Like I said, I played a lot of games, like was captain for a lot of games and stuff, and I felt I had a really good season, like solid season, and it was good to get to know the league and stuff, and get some continuity and play a lot of games, and like play against the better teams in the league and stuff like that, and kind of get on my way to try and establish myself as like maybe a better player in the league. That's still to be seen. But no, it was good. I really enjoyed it. Like the football was good, and the games were good, and like the first few games we played with like the fans, like the atmosphere is really good here. Like Irish fans don't mess about. Like I think first game, like I was playing, like I went to go get the ball out the crowd for a throw, and I just like was like, I'm not gonna go get that. They can just throw it over here, because I was terrified. I was terrified to go over there, man. Some of the stuff they were yelling, I was like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, but but no, it's good, man. Like I'm enjoying it. I'm really looking forward to the second season kind of thing. But yeah, no, I've really enjoyed the football here and stuff, and it's just, obviously like the facilities and stuff aren't really going to be in the States, but the football is proper like football over here kind of thing. So
Yeah, how is it like understanding the accent? Like how are you doing with
bro, when I first came to Sligo, like, oh man, it was tough. Like, because even like when I was in Cincy, and like, so there were two Irish guys. There was Richie Ryan and Paddy Barrett.
Yeah.
And like when they would like get going, like when two people from the same like nationality like start speaking like their same kind of like those two would start talking, and it would just be like, what on earth is this guy saying? And then when you come over here, everybody talks like that. So like I'd be like, I think my first week I was in the dressing room, and it's like everyone's Irish. I think it was only me and another guy from New Zealand maybe, that were like non-Irish, and it's just like when like the conversation is like the banter's going, and it's just like, I have no idea what they sounded like, bro. Like Sims characters, bro. It was like made up language, and then like everybody would just like laugh because obviously there was a joke in there, and I'd be like, yeah, like I have no idea. Even like the manager would like tell me instructions and stuff, and I'd have to ask someone. I'd be like, what did he just say? Like, what did he want me to do? Like, but that's not too bad now. But the thing that blows my mind is like, bro, Ireland, for such a small country, bro, there's so many different accents here. Like it's crazy, bro. Like, bro, like even from like, so like where I'm at in Donegal to like Sligo is like probably like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Completely different accents. Like it's crazy, bro. Like I don't get it. Like for a country so small, there's like 20 different accents. It's wild, bro.
That must have been mad. But yeah, like now you've obviously had a good season. Why the change to, is it Fin Harps, right?
Yeah. Yeah, just one of those things, like, football, like kind of difference of opinion at the last club, and I wanted to stay, but it is what it is kind of thing. They just we're going to move you on and stuff, but no, no bad blood, or I'm kind of like old enough and been playing long enough now that kind of just like that's just how it goes kind of thing. But yeah, no, I mean, I got to meet the manager here, and I really got along with like kind of the message he was getting on with and his plans for this year and stuff. And like I said, second year, like I kind of really want to like go somewhere and like just kind of be able to play continually and establish myself. And especially now we're gonna have like a longer season. I think last year with COVID it was like 17, 18 games, whereas now it's gonna be a proper like full 37 games or whatever. So it's just more time to kind of get some continuity and stuff. But yeah, no, it'll be good, man. I'm excited, and preseason is preseason, but once you get that out the way, the real games start, it'll be all right.
True. How is the difference in preseasons from the places you've gone? Obviously, I know how college preseason's mad.
Bro, college preseason, trying out for the track team, bro.
Hey.
I don't know, man. I mean, like I think it depends obviously like on the coach and the style. Like you said, college was a joke. Like like winter term or whatever the off-season term is, you don't even touch the ball. You just run on the track. Like you're literally on the track team. But then like, yeah, Dallas wasn't running wasn't too bad. Like we did more like long distance type stuff. It wasn't like terrible.
Yeah.
Vancouver fitness was pretty hard. Because they were big on like the beep test and sports science and like you got to make this and you're not going to do that kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
but then like Cincy preseason was easy. Like we just did a lot of football, like football fitness, like drills on the ball with fitness type stuff. Barely did any running, which was great. Like, but then like the preseasons here or preseason in Reno was tough. Like that was tough because we did a lot. Because like we had our strength coach there. He was like, he's like one of those strength coaches that like loved what he did, So like he would
Guys.
love the lifts and he loved the running and the fitness and like, we had like the polar heart rate strap. So he'd be in after training, like, oh, Will, like, yeah, the heart rate was a little bit low here. And I'm just like, Adam, like, I'm tired, bro. Like, I don't really care what that says. Like, I just ran out there for an hour, bro. Like, but Reno was hard. And then like the preseasons here have been hard too. Like Sligo was hard, a lot of fitness and stuff. But I think I think in the States depends what team you're on. But over here, like because the football is like 100 miles an hour all the time, like every team presses you no matter what. Like everybody's like fit and like they want everybody to just run. And so, but yeah, it depends. I mean, like I've had some honestly blessed preseasons, like, but then I've had some preseasons that I'm just like, oh, when's it gonna end?
What's the worst like thing that's happened at preseason? Like for instance, let me say, I think probably my worst one was that thing in college. Like I remember my first year, I've gone over here and before I've come, my coach has sent me an email with like all the tests. I'm thinking, hold on, because then when I was at Luton, like we'll do maybe like bleep test, maybe Cooper run, and then we just get the balls out.
Yeah, the calm things. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing these tests and it's like if you don't pass these, you can't play like something. I'm thinking, whoa, bro. And like after them tests, like we were like running with like sleds, like running with weights up hills. Bro, there was one session, like we're doing like relays with the sleds. Literally, we've got guys like the sleds moving, but their bodies like staying, people puking. It was mad. I was like, yo, this place is nuts. What's the worst
Bro,
like?
you give me flashbacks, bro. Like I'm over here like sweating, bro. I'm like, ugh, bro. Nah, bro. Like you said it, like I've had like some tough preseason, but like college is like a joke, man. Like my first 2 years of college, like I was kind of the same as you, like coming from England, where they just did like the stuff that everybody does. It's like I was coming over to the States, and it was the same thing. Like it was on a mad thing, bro. Like I'm like looking at this running, and I'm just like, I was like, where are the balls at? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean 8 a.m. at the track, just bring runners? What does that mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? Like, what does that mean, bro? Like,
Yo,
but bro, like I'll tell you okay, bro, worst thing ever. And you can ask like any of like my old coaches at Oregon State. Bro, anytime I talk to them, I catch up, and they always tell me the story. I gotta listen to it on the phone all the time. So we did for my first session. Like I've come from England. It's spring 2011. It's probably like a Monday. I've come in. It's like we're starting training on Wednesday. I've come in like Monday. I'm getting into my place. Like I'm doing my school stuff. I'm getting ready, whatever. Wednesday comes along. I'm thinking like, all right, this is gonna be first session. Like it's gonna be small sided. Like bro, 8 a.m. at track. Like just bring runners. So I'm like, I'm like, bro, we did this running, right? We did a full like, and like in college, bro, they do like the set like 2.5 hour sessions, bro. Like it's just like, bro, we did this running, right? And it was these things called Scottish 18s, right? Like so it's from one end of the field, like one goal to the other goal. So it's like what 120 meters or whatever. Like, and you got 18 seconds to get down to the end. So it's a sprint, and you get 18 seconds rest, and then you do 18 of them, right?
From what?
So like
goal line.
So goal line to goal line, 18 seconds, and then you get 18 seconds rest when you get to the other side, and then you do 18 of them. And they did this thing where, and we did this at the end of training, bro. So like this is like my first session coming from England. Like I'm fit, but I'm not like American college fit. You know what I'm saying? So like I've just trained in the session. I was just like, balled out. I'm like, oh yeah, this is good. All right, guys, like on the line. I'm like, oh, yeah, cool down, yeah, calm. Like, oh no, we're running. Like, so like, yo, we did this running right, and he did the thing where like if anybody missed any one, we all did it one an extra one.
Yeah.
So like, so we're doing this running right, and we do the first one like, and I'm like, first one, I'm like, oh my god. I probably got to like the fifth one, legs were done, bro. Like I'm like trudging along, like, and like at the time there's a senior, he was running next to me, and he was not, I'm not even joking, bro. You know, like in the cartoons when they carry someone by like the collar, but he was running with me. He was running and he was like dragging me by the collar. Like he was like finishing, and I was like right. And I'm just like sitting there, bro, and I'm like screaming at the coach, like, there's no, like, I can't do it. Like, what is this? Like, blah, blah. Bro, we finished that. Like, and everybody cooled down and they went in, and I literally just sat on the field for like 2 hours. I was like, I cannot move. Like, I didn't even go back to this. I didn't go back to the dressing room. I just sat in the field, and like our assistant coach came back out, and he's like, are you good? And I was like, is that what it's going to be like every day? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, bro, like, transfer me back. No, I was like, but no, bro, it was wild, bro. And like from then on, I was like, bro, this college thing was no joke.
Yeah,
no joke.
That's so mad. But we used to do like something similar, but it was only 18-yard box to 18-yard box, and it was 15 seconds. So you might have
Bro, but I'm telling you, bro, like I swear, like they would just come up with stuff just to be like, all right, like how can we like mentally break these guys? Like nothing to do with football. Like it's just like, all right, how can we just like kill these guys and see who's the weakest one? Like literally, I swear to God, that's like they went in there and they're like, all right, like we're gonna pick on this kid today because he's not very good at these, and they would just do the running based on like one kid that's like so we would do like the beep test, yeah, and it'd be like, all right, if you don't get 21, like you cannot train. So like we did the beep test on a Monday, right? All the guys that got 21, rest of the week they're just like training like normal.
Yeah.
If you didn't get 21, bro, you joined Breakfast Club.
Breakfast Club as well.
Yo, Breakfast Club every Monday, 6 a.m. beep test. If you don't get 21, you're in Breakfast Club for another week. Like, bro, honestly, me and my boy Emery Mushman, we were in Breakfast Club for a whole term, bro. The whole term.
Alright, that's funny. We had Breakfast Club as well. It was mad. Luckily, it was my freshman year, but I think like one of the captains would like lead it in it, and I was like, yeah, that's mad. That is so mad.
Just like, bro, get me like waking up and it's still dark outside. And I gotta go run this goddamn bleep test that I know I'm not gonna make. That I know I'm not. I'm walking over like I'm not getting 21. Like I'm not doing it. Like, you know what I mean? Like why am I putting myself through this? Like I'm walking over here just to run. Like I'm not gonna get 21. And I remember like it's funny because I was like my freshman year, and then like you know you go through like a moment that's like all right, like you kind of just like mentally like all right, I can just get on with it. Like, and I think like end of my sophomore year I kind of like the fitness became like a non-issue and I could just pass stuff. So then like we changed fitness tests from the beep test to this test like on the track, and it was called like I don't know what it was called, like the Stanford test or something crazy like that. And it was like when I tell you that I've never seen another team on planet Earth do this fitness test. Like I swear they just made it up for us. Like I've asked so many, like, have you ever done this test? Never even heard of it. Like I think it's fake but it's like, bro, we go and it's like you do a 800 and you do an 800 like hella quick, like it's a sprint. That's the first thing you do, an 800. Then you go and you walk to the field and you do a shuttle, which is like 6 back, 18 back, halfway back, obviously a full sprint. Then you do a 400, like fast as hell. Then you do another shuttle, and then you basically just mirror it. So you do like a shuttle, 400, shuttle, 800, and you end on the 800. But like the times get faster. So like the second 800 is faster than the first one. Bro, like this test, like when I tell you the Breakfast Club was the funniest thing I've ever, because like I passed the test, but like we would have to go out and help with like the Breakfast Club, and it was like, bro, I was like, bro, they'd be like freshmen and sophomore, be like, I was in your shoes, bro, like you're not gonna pass this test, bro. You just might as well just say, you're not gonna pass this test, like. Oh man, it's just like, bro, it's mad, bro. Because it's just like you see, it's like this test is not real. Like, where are the balls at?
That's what I'm saying. Like so like our test, like you weren't allowed to train until like you finish your test, innit? So we had the Breakfast Club, But there was this test where it was we go to the track, mad, and you have to do, what was it? You have to do 400 meters. Hold on, was it? It was 484. Yeah. So you do 400 meters in 1 minute. Yeah, which is mad rapid because like not everybody.
That's like, wait, that's like almost, what's world record? Like 49 seconds, bro?
That's near Olympic time. So you do that 1 minute, and then you would have to do you get 6, what was it? You get like a set. Hold on, am I no, I'm saying a different one. So you do a mile in 6 minutes, yeah, which is like pretty quick. A mile in 6 minutes. You'd rest for 6 minutes, and you'd do 2 miles in 12 minutes. Then you'd rest for, I'm gonna say 6 minutes, and you'd do another mile in 6 minutes. Now, if you've no, sorry, take out the last one. So you do a mile in 6, and then 2 miles in 12, innit? If you failed the first one, you would still have to do the next one. But you would know that even if you failed, you're gonna have to do it again the next morning.
Oh, right.
It was mad. It was mad.
Like, I don't think I've ever like been more depressed when it's like I'm walking out to training. I see like the team like with the balls, and I'm like with the breakfast club, like 5 of us, and we're just walking past the field, and we're going straight to the track. Like, oh my god! Like, but it was all right, like, because the track test, like, if you finish like under a time, like, say I think the 400 we had to do in like 1:05 or something like that, like, say if you finish like in a minute, you got those 5 seconds in the bank. So then say like if you ran an 800 and you were 5 seconds over, then you still wouldn't fail. You were just like, so like what you would try and do is like on the shuttles, you would just try and like pick up 2 or 3 seconds, you know, and then like you would get like 15, 20 seconds. So like, because the last 800 was a joke. Like literally it's like you had concrete on your feet, bro. Like, and like you would just be like, all right, like everybody had their watches and be like, all right, like I've got 12 seconds in the bank. Like I have a little leeway here, like, but oh man, it was just it's horrible.
That's
horrible.
just giving me absolute flashbacks. But yeah, that's mad. But yeah, no, what do you call it? We're gonna finish with like a little quick round, innit? I'll ask you like
okay.
questions and see where your head's at. So how do you deal with criticism?
How do I deal with criticism?
Either
I just like
or from anyone really.
I just keep it inside. I think about it, and then I just kind of like I'll just kind of keep it like inside, and I'll really like break it down and be like, you know, is this something I can actually like address, or is this criticism unwarranted? You know, like it's just one of those things. Like I would never, like, unless it's like blatantly obvious, like someone's having to go at me, I'm just gonna say something back. But if it's something where it's like, all right, like I probably should just reflect on it. But yeah, I just kind of like I'll just sit on it and I'll just think about it throughout the day and stuff. But I mean, like, you know, I think when I was younger, I would just be like, yeah, no, I'm not having that. No. But now it's just kind of like, yeah, you know, all right, fair enough. You know, I'll see what I can do, kind of thing.
I guess it grows with hindsight, kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
How do you deal with not playing when you feel you should be playing?
Yeah, I mean that's a tough one. I think same thing again. Like when you're like, oh, I was younger, and even like a younger professional, like I think that's probably the toughest thing that you know, like you have to deal with. But I mean, like for me, when I was younger, like I wouldn't say I would be down tools because I've never been a bad professional in my life, but like I would definitely kind of always be like, why am I not playing? Why am I not playing? And I would kind of just, I'd probably let it get to me, and I might try too hard. Whereas sometimes just, you got to be patient because things happen like that. But nowadays, like, I think it's one of those things where, you know, when you're older, you're a bit more veteran, you can read between the lines, you know, you don't have to kind of get too worked up about stuff. You know, if it's something where it's like, you know, like you're not playing one game and you're back in the next game or this and that, then it's like, you know, but if it's a situation where it's like, you know, well, I'm out of the team for like 3 weeks in a row, like what's going on here? That's, you can address it appropriately. So I think it's just, I'd probably like just being patient, you know?
Yeah, true. If there was anything in your career that you could change just for the sake of it, what would one thing be?
I would say I would change my position for sure.
What position are you playing right now? And what would you change?
I play like the 6, but I would I probably would have just been like play like center back or like right back earlier on. Just because if I would have known the way that like football is going now, where like because obviously when I was younger, like center backs and right backs were center backs and right backs, whereas now like they're just midfielders at the backs. And if I would have known football was going to go that way, I just would have.
Damn, my bad. I got someone rung me.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yeah. So you're saying how like no. Nah, they're taking the piss. 1 second. I'm not even gonna edit this out as well.
No, you're straight, bro. You're straight. You're popular man, bro.
Not even, man. Right. Yeah, you were saying?
Yeah, no. I mean, if I would have known like football was going to go that way, like I would have just been like, all right, I'll be a center back or right back because like they're like kind of sexy positions now. You know what I mean? So I would have just been like, yeah, I'll be a center back or right back. So
True. What'd you call it? Did you watch the game today? Man City, Man United.
I did.
Who'd you support?
I support United.
Okay, cool. That's fine. If you have any advice for any youngsters like coming up and wanting to take football to the next level, what would one piece of advice be?
I mean, like obviously, like you got like the cliche ones about like I'd say like always like try and become like learn what it means to be a professional like early in terms of like obviously going out and doing stuff on the pitch is like one part of it, but like well, every facet of like rehab, like eating right, doing like the gym sessions properly, like taking care of your body, like how you conduct yourself like around managers or different staff around, because the biggest lesson I've learned is like everyone is like someone is always watching you at one point, like so I think yeah, you can go out and be on the pitch and be the best player and stuff, but if you come off and you're not going to gym or you're not doing the rehab stuff or you're treating like trainers or kitmen or whatever like disrespectfully and you're not being a good professional, like it carries weight, you know what I mean, because like it's just something that everyone takes account of. So yeah, just kind of maybe taking on advice and being a good professional, like an all-around professional probably.
No, I hear that. I guess you're coming from like a different point of view because, like you said, someone is always watching, and like like them guys talk like every morning. So I'm sure like something gets brought up. You know what I mean?
Exactly, like because then that's something that's like you could be out on the pitch doing well, but then you've like missed a gym session or you're taking the piss at a gym session, you're not showing up for rehab or whatever, and then you're out of the team and you don't know why, and then it's going to have a knock-on effect where it's something that you could easily have just, if you did everything you're supposed to do, because like the thing I've learned like is that like people are always looking for an excuse to kind of do you wrong, and that's your own team or the club you're at or players or whoever, because everyone is competing with each other. You might be on a club, but like you're competing for yourself kind of thing. So like you can't give anyone an excuse to be like, oh, he's late all the time or he's a bad this or he's a bad that, because then it's an easy excuse. Say if a manager wants to kick you out of the team or he wants to move you on, oh well, you were late for this all the time, I didn't like the way you did this. Whereas if you just do everything properly and take care of your business on the pitch and not be a problem and just be a good professional, solid pro off the pitch, then you'll know if there's a reason that comes up and you do the things right and they want to come up with some BS, then it's like, well, it's not me, it's you kind of thing. So
that's true, man. Well, thank you so much for your time, man. It was great to catch up finally after.
Appreciate that, man. I appreciate you having me on, bro. I love talking like football, especially now, bro. It's just we gotta socialize, bro. I'm going crazy in the house.
Nah, I feel you, man. It's always good to like hear other people's journeys as well, Like I've always
Yeah, I
said,
appreciate
like,
that, bro.
you can be in a change room with a bunch of guys, but never know how someone done something. And I was really intrigued to find out like how you balance the whole England, America stuff.
I blame my dad for that. I'll talk to him about it. Stop moving me around all the time. Nah, it's good, man. I appreciate you having me on. And like I said, like it's good to have conversations. Like if people are listening about, maybe they're going through something similar or they want to share an experience too. Like it's something that connects everybody. Like the shit we go through. So
That's mad. I'm still spun by that Charlotte incident, but yeah, that's mad.
Oh, bro. That's okay, bro. It's okay. You know, it's just one. It's you know, every time I need some motivation, I just think back to that, and I'm just like, all right, I'm good. I'm gonna actually go smash this training session or whatever. But that's the game, bro. That's the game. You know, like that's one of the things. Like I spoke to my parents about. Like, you know, when they don't really like get it. You know, like to them, that's like the most like disgusting thing that's ever happened to their son. But it's like, oh, I mean, it happens. You know, kind of thing. But
For sure.
you know,
But thank you so much again, man. Appreciate it.
I appreciate it, man. Anytime, bro.
It's not easy, bro. You know, and we're blessed. Like in the U.S., we're blessed in a lot of ways that things are more organized and everything's more comfortable. You know, because I've been to from where I'm from and where, let's say, I was playing over there in Mexico, bro, I see like a lot of people, it's hard, bro. It's not easy. You know, like it's hard here and over there it's even harder because of the conditions, you know? So if some of the guys that are watching the podcast that are from US, you know, like you guys are blessed to be in the US, bro. It's really, like I said, it's hard. And then over there it's even harder, bro.